if you are curious as to what attachment system is best for you, we have our new spider reps. We have our straps that we have always used, and we also have our quick releases, quick connects. Each one of those have benefits and drawbacks depending on what your preference is. If you're looking for speed of attachment, then it is definitely our quick connects. If you're looking for stability and quietness, it would be this system. If you're looking for a great overall system that kind of falls in the middle, it might be our straps. But there might be something that is extremely important to you, say speed or stability or quietness, whatever it is. We have charts on our website that will help you identify which system is best for you. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call and demonstrate how to attach your Stalker Decoy to a compound. Now, the first thing to keep in mind is we will definitely use 2 of the straps to attach to the compound. The third strap is optional, and I'll elaborate on that here in a little bit. But first, I'm going to take 2 straps, and what we're going to do with these 2 straps is we're going to attach one at the top of your bow at the limb pocket, and then one at the bottom. And what we are going to do is we are actually going to try and create a breast cancer ribbon. And let me step a little closer to show you. We're going to run this through the bow. We are going to overlap it with itself. We're going to make contact, and we end up with something that looks very similar to a breast cancer ribbon. Now let me show you how we'll accomplish that on the bow. Turn this to the side here. Now keep in mind, bows vary greatly right here, so you're going to have to spend a little bit of time seeing what's the best way to run it through your bow. On this bow, I would run the Velcro strap through right here, and then I'm going to take it to the front, overlap it with itself, and make a breast cancer ribbon. That allows the strap to stay in place, which you absolutely do not want to do. And we see this all the time when people send in videos or send in kill photos. I can pick this up. But what you don't want to do is attach it just like this, because the decoy has the ability to slide. This is much sturdier on a compound if you will do it in that fashion right there. We do that at the top. We're going to do the exact same thing at the bottom. So let me run one through here, overlap it with itself, and make a breast cancer ribbon. Now, the nice thing about our decoys is we designed them with 4x6 inch patches of Velcro above the shooting window, below the shooting window. What's great about that is that allows you the versatility to attach to all the different axle-to-axle men's bows, as well as ladies' bows, youth bows, complete versatility. But what you're going to do is you're now going to attach the Velcro straps to the patches on the back. And I'll tell you a little tip. What I always find when I'm attaching to the various bows is you almost always want to slide the bottom of this shooting window up to your stabilizer. That's my starting point, and then I adjust from there. So I put this on here. I'm going to slide this up right about to the stabilizer. I'm going to attach at the top. I'm going to attach at the bottom. And now it is extremely important that you check and make sure that your arrow is going to clear the decoy without any trouble. You have a very wide shooting window, but don't get it off when you're attaching it for safety purposes. Before I show it to you, the third strap is optional. If you would like additional stability, what you can do is you can actually attach on one side of the shooting window, loop the stabilizer, and attach on the other side. I really only do that with the wider decoys, maybe our turkey, mountain goat, to provide a little bit more stability, but on most of them I don't ever do that. And the rest is the fun part. Hey guys, I'd like to discuss our newest attachment system, and that is our spider wraps. Now, I'll show you a little bit closer what they look like here, and then we will discuss some of the key features. When you receive your spider wraps, you will actually receive 2 sets of these. And the reason is you're going to attach at the top of your limb pocket, the bottom of your limb pocket. If you're trying to attach to traditional gear, you'll attach at the top of the decoy, or the top of the limb, and the bottom limb. If you're trying to attach to crossbows, you will attach one side to the limb, the other side to the limb, and we will go into great detail about how each one of those is attached later in the video. But I'd like to discuss some of the reasons why we came up with this. So over the years, probably virtually about our only complaint, and that has been the noise of our Velcro straps with using the decoys in the field. Now personally, It's never been a problem for me. I've always just played it. I've been cognizant that I was going to make a little bit of sound, so I've attached ahead of time, but regardless, we've had a few requests to make a quieter system. Now, this system does have hook on the top of here, but using it in the field becomes super silent because you can attach it directly to the decoy, and then all you have to do to attach it to your bow is silently wrap the ties around and secure it to the bow. Or there's a couple of different options that you can do, but that makes it virtually silent. Another benefit to this is the fact that it is super strong. So you will have an extremely hard time once this is attached to your bow and to the decoy. If you're walking through the brush, you won't be able to hit the decoy and strip it off of there. Before, we've had a little bit of a weakness that if you caught it on the limb, it could rip and make a little bit of sound there. These are extremely hard to rip off once they are attached to the bow. That's fantastic. Another wonderful feature to this is stability. And I will discuss that in a little bit more depth, which we've always been decent in these areas, but we have improved upon those greatly. If you have a bow similar to my bear here that has a wide knuckle, it's never been a problem with the decoy being stable in there. However, if you have a bow that is very curved or very narrow, like this one here, there could be a little issue because you're putting something flat on the front, which can cause it to rock. But our spider wraps now allow you additional stability on the side. But let me discuss some key features. Like I said, it's super simple. You're just going to wrap, if you're attaching to a compound, you can do it one of two ways. You can stick it directly to the back of the decoy first, so that you have a large Velcro patch on the back of the decoy. You can attach it first, and then in the field, if you want to be completely silent, you can reach in there, wrap it on. Another way that you can do it is go ahead and attach these to the bow first. Then when you're ready to attach the decoy, you just stick it on. If both ways are silent, basically both ways are silent until you want to take the decoy off. If you want to take the decoy off and leave these on your bow, you're obviously going to have to rip the Velcro apart. But if you want to just remove this from your bow, the attachment and the decoy from your bow, you're completely silent. So it's totally up to you. But let me discuss a couple of features. Now, I won't go into great detail on how to run this through your bow, how to wrap it around. Every bow is completely different. The way that they look up here near the limb pocket, what you're going to be wrapping around, what you're going to be going through, tons of different options, but I am going to point out a couple of key elements that apply to all. Now, one thing that you do want to make sure, let me try and bring this up here to you. I only have it attached here at the top, but one thing that you're going to want to do is try and wrap it around as much as you possibly can. Make as much contact with the bow, twist it around, whatever it is, that adds stability and doesn't allow it to twist. What we have found with customers in the past with our Velcro strap system is that they sometimes will just try and run it through and wrap it, say, like this, which will allow your bow to stay in the middle and twist. However, if you can run this through and you can truly wrap it around, wrap it on, hook it onto something, whatever the situation is, we always told customers to use the breast cancer ribbon with our Velcro strap, and that just allows contact in it and allows it to stay that much more stable. Same thing with this. If you can twist it, if you can grab it, if you can hook it, whatever the scenario is, it's going to make it that much more secure. Just don't try and run it through here, wrap it on the back, because it could allow twisting. The greater amount of contact you can have, the more stable your decoy will be. The second element is stability once the decoy is attached. Now, if you're going to attach it to a bow that has a real wide knuckle, it's a null point because that decoy will sit flat on it and it's not a problem. If you try and attach it, like I said, to a bow like this that is very narrow, it can be a problem. The wonderful thing is, if you're attaching here, you're probably not going to have a lot of the tie left over just because it's having to go around something very wide. However, if you're going on something narrow, you are going to have a bunch left over. And here's what I like to do. This is fantastic. you will have an additional bit of it left over. And I like to bring it out as little wings here and stabilize the decoy. And let me show you what I mean by that. So if we take this away, the decoy has a little bit of ability to rock here. However, if I spin these back right here and make contact, the decoy has far less ability to move. Yeah, I mean, you're perfectly stable. So that's another key feature there. So try and grab a hold as much as you can when you're wrapping it through. And if you want additional stability, keep the decoy from twisting, use the little wings. We say make a W and add a little bit more stability. I'd like to take literally a couple of seconds to show you how we have made a fantastic product phenomenal. You can now take our quick release system and attach your Stalker decoys to your bow in seconds. Now, obviously, you wouldn't want to deploy it that quickly in the field, but what you can do, this is the way that I like to hunt now. I will roll the decoy up, stick it in the top of my pack. When I get ready to stalk an animal, like an elk, for instance, I will drop down or I'll get behind a bush, open my pack up, pull the decoy out, open it quietly, stick it directly to my bow, and I'm ready to stalk. Another scenario that I like to do is if I'm in tall grass, I will actually lay the decoy face down, line my bow up, punch it through, and I know I'm exactly where I want to be. The detachment is just as simple with the quick releases. They pull right off and just that quick. The really nice thing about our quick releases is that they're universal. So they will attach to any decoy you have. Well, all you need is one set of quick releases and they'll attach to every single Stalker decoy that we sell. Before I show you how to attach your quick release to 3 different bows, I'd like to kind of discuss what comes in your kit. So when you purchase a quick release system, you are going to get two of the quick releases. One is for the top, one is for the bottom. They're universal. You get 2 of those. Then you will also get 4 pieces of what we call one wrap. This one wrap is Velcro that is loop on one side, hook on the other side. It's super light, it's super durable, and super strong. I mean, check that out. I'm pulling it about as hard as I can, and I can't release that. So once you customize your bow, these quick releases are not going to go anywhere. And the nice thing about this is you can trim this down to whatever you need. You can also trim down one of the elements on your quick release, and I'll show you that. The quick release is made out of neoprene and Velcro. If you need to trim down this section here, you're perfectly fine to do that with a pair of scissors, trim it down to customize it for your particular bow. The quick release is basically made out of 2 elements, Velcro and neoprene. The neoprene is fantastic because we tested a bunch of different pieces, and this was the most grippery one that we could find. So if you try and slide this across your desk, it's going to grab. It has a lot of grip. That was very important to us because we didn't want it to slide once you have it attached to the bow. There's actually 2 elements that help reduce the quick release from sliding on the bow, and that's attributed to the neoprene. One is the fact that it's really grippery. Then the second element is that it's form-fitting. So when you put it on the front of your bow, it actually kind of wraps around and doesn't want to move. So between those 2 elements, you have a super tight fit. And then once you have it on your bow, you're able to take the Velcro strap right here, run it through the common loop, suck it down. Now that works for one of the versions of the setups that I'm going to show you. If that's not enough for your particular bow, you are then able to use the quick release, or I'm sorry, the one wrap straps and attach in different manners, and I will show you that in the 3 different bow setups. There's basically 3 scenarios that we run into whenever we're attaching bows. We've tried to give you as much versatility as possible so you can customize a quick release to fit to your liking on your bow. Alright, let me walk you through how to attach your quick release to the 3 different bows. We're going to start with the simplest version, and then we'll go to the medium difficulty level, and then we'll go to the most complicated one. And when I say complicated, it's really not very complicated. It's just this one takes 1 step, the next one takes 2 steps, and the third one takes 3 steps to customize it. We're going to start with the Diamond by Bowtech. This one
is only going to require your quick release. You do not need, so that's your one step. You don't need to add any of the one wrap to secure it to the bow. And I want to point a couple things out on this. What we're going to try and do, if you look at the quick release right here, we are going to try and line this piece of hook, this Velcro hook rectangle, right on the front of your bow where your limb meets your risers, where we're going to position it. This rectangular piece of hook is what is actually going to attach to the decoy, so you want to have that centered in the front. Now, I want to point something out. I was originally going to grab a new quick release to put on this, and I pulled this one off of the bow because I was going to put a nice, better looking one on there. However, I actually wanted to show you this because remember earlier in the video I mentioned that the neoprene will actually form to the bow and help grip. This one has been on for a couple weeks. Let me hold this up here close. You can see the indents that it has made. So that is actually gripping in there and really wanting to grab on. So that's very important to us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around. Well, before I do that, I want to point out two more elements of the quick release. On the neoprene itself, we have attached a patch of hook and a patch of loop on it. That is not used to secure, for your final securing of the quick release to the bow. That is just a luxury, and I'll show you why. I'm going to go ahead and turn this to the side so you guys can see this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the Velcro patch to the front. Again, we're going to position that right in the middle. Now where the pieces of hook and loop attached to the neoprene come in handy, so let me see if I can get this out of the way. I can put that right there, locks on the quick release temporarily so that I can position it, get it where I want, and it just kind of makes things hands-free. That is a nice luxury. Then I will take the tag line of the Velcro, run it through the common loop, and suck it down. That's all you have to do to attach your quick release. If that's too long and it's sticking out here, you're welcome to trim it. That's perfectly fine. But now your quick release has been attached. It's not going anywhere. Super simple, ready to hunt. Again, it'll take you a couple minutes to get set up, but once you're set up, you're able to leave this on for the day, for your hunt, for the season, however long you'd like, or take it off. But it's super simple. Spend a little time, customize it, fit it on here depending on your particular bow, and get it the way that you would like it. That is the one-step version because we're only having to use the quick release. All right, next I'd like to show you how to attach to the medium difficulty bow. This is my Bear BR33, and what makes this a little bit more difficult is because I have the split limbs. It's really wide up here at the top, and that causes us to have to use a little bit of the one wrap. And so I did everything in the same way that I did on the first bow. The problem that I ran into is when I tried to run the Velcro through the common loop and tighten and secure it back down, it fell just a little bit short. So there's a gap. I mean, even though it's kind of holding, it's holding with hook against hook, and it needs to be hook on loop right here. So I'm a little bit short. Super simple fix. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the pieces of one wrap. So you get 2 pieces of one wrap for each one of the quick releases. So there's 4 of these total in your kit. I'm going to take it, fold it in half, cut it with a pair of scissors. One piece is really enough, but I'm going to go ahead and put both of them on there. All I'm going to do here is wrap from one side. Let me position it a little bit better. Wrap from one side to the other, and now I have closed that gap and secured it. Again, I'll go ahead and put this one on just because we have it, but one's plenty to hold it on. So this is what I mean about the medium difficulty. We had to use the one wrap. I'm sorry, we had to put the quick release on, and then we used one wrap to go around horizontally. Next, I'd like to show you the third most difficult version, and the reason this one's a little bit more difficult is because we had to do the first step as far as putting on the quick release like normal. It fell a little bit short, so I had to use the one wrap to put a horizontal piece to extend it around there. But even at that, once I did this on my Hoyt Charger, the point, it comes at the limb and the riser come out to kind of a sharp point, so it made it where it would want to slide a little bit more than what I wanted. It's not much, but I wanted to make sure I was absolutely secure. So I take the second piece of one wrap and I'm going to wrap vertically, loop around. So I'll take this, whoop, sticking to it. I'm going to attach here and I'm just going to loop it around as much as it will let me. And that's it. This thing is not going anywhere. I hunted with this all elk season, all mule deer season, and it did not budge a single time whenever I was hiking through the mountains. So again, this was probably the most difficult that you will run into. You have to put the quick release on, you do a horizontal wrap, and then you can wrap it around vertically in your position. But just spend a little time with your bow, and we feel that you will be able to customize this to your liking. Thank you.